Well, good evening. Tonight we're going to do the day 9 cheese. And I'm not a psychic or anything, but I'm going to guess that tonight's cheese is a repeat of a cheese we've already tried. And let's see. Oh, look at that. It's red Ilchester, just like we've had before. This brings me to my point that this discovery that I made. I won't call it a revelation or an epiphany, because I should have read the box ahead of time. But if you'll notice, there's only 5 cheeses listed out of 24 cheeses. So of course these 5 are the only cheeses we're going to get, and we've already had one of each of them. So that means that I don't need to do any more of these cheese reviews because I've already reviewed everything. But I suppose there is some merit to reading these cheesy jokes. This one, for example, was sent in by Oliver Scott Harden. Why does cheese look sensible? Why does cheese look sensible? Because everyone else on the plate is crackers. That's kind of dumb. Anyway, so, but I'm still going to do the reviews because I know all of you are dying to hear those jokes. But maybe I can just take a moment and eat my cheese and just talk about the day. Talk about the things going on. Like, for example, I watched The Curse of Oak Island last night. This is from this week's episode. Man, this is good cheese. I really like red Leicester. That's how I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's not Leicester or anything like that. But so last night, The Curse of Oak Island, or not last night, on Tuesday's episode. I watched it last night, and I don't want to give away any spoilers, but they didn't find the treasure yet. They're still looking. But they had this lady on there. She was some kind of GIS expert, and she had calculated, of course, just like all of them, they all calculate places where the treasure is supposed to be based on some, inscrutable, ancient mathematical, geometric formula that for some reason nobody had figured out until just now. But she had these coordinates built in that I don't know what brought her to the coordinates. She triangulated where certain anchor stones would be, and I'm a little skeptical because there are giant stones everywhere on that island and the surrounding islands. So she could have just picked any corroborative line, like any point, any 2 or 3 points on the map, and they would have lined up with existing things, and there would have been she could have just found the boulder on Google Maps or whatever she was looking at. But I don't know. She seemed sincerely excited about it. But of course, they found a boulder in those spots. But, of course they did, because she looked up at the map and saw there were boulders in these points. And so that's the point she gave him. Regardless, I love the show. I mean, I can't stop watching it. It's always intriguing every time they anything. All right, so where was I after that interruption? Oh yeah, so the Oak Island guys didn't find the treasure, but they have some new places to look, and they were boulders, right? Because that lady found the boulders. just from looking at pictures on Google Maps or whatever she was doing. Uh, it was it was neat that they found rocks at those places, but it's not really that. And if it's not that profound because the rocks are there all the time. Okay, so and if they had been there for 200 years, 250 years, or whatever, they wouldn't be in the same place. That's not like the guys that drew the map, the Templars that drew the map, that put that wrote anchors on wherever. Those aren't the same rocks because you got to believe that after 200 years, a storm surge or would have moved them, or a boat bumped into them, or somebody picked it up and got knocked out of the way. They're not going to be in exactly the same place. So that lady, as excited as she was about it, she needs to think a little bit longer about. You know what? It wasn't her fault. I mean, I my guess is that she picked those spots because she saw boulders on the map, but she should have realized that the map is can't like the geography isn't going to be exactly the same. So, well, anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to those core samples that they're drilling on the money pit again, because those have been the most interesting aspect, I think. So, we'll see you later.